We are back from a fantastic Polework clinic and I cannot wait for you to see it. So first things first, let's get hitched up. You'll see me here using a reversing camera that I also use inside my trailer. Easy as logging onto the app, and I've actually included me hitching up in real time here because it was so quick just because I had that camera. So you'll see you just reverse straight back, keeping your eye on the camera. You know, it didn't take long at all. I'll get out in a second because obviously here it looks like it's over the top when it is not. It's a couple of inches away. But that's me hitched and on in under 1 minute. Done. All I've got to do here is to lower the trailer, which you will see me starting to do about now. The link for this camera is in the comments if anybody wants it. All in all, very busy morning this morning. So we are already hitched up at my house, about to go and pick up Cashy because we're going to a Polework clinic today. So all excited. I did pack a lot of stuff last night. I did wash my saddle pad and I have put it in the tumble dryer, even though it says not to do that. It's survived, by the way, so if you're ever thinking about it, it's all right. I will say, you've probably already noticed, I still am not feeling very well, so you're going to have to put up with this awful voice I've got for this video, so sorry in advance about that. Tissues, cough syrup and nasal spray are on my passenger seats as we go. Before I go and get Cash in, I thought I would show you what's packed. So I've got one of these saddle racks that attaches onto the base of the headrest. It's not one of the string ones, it's quite a it's a hard one. I'll show you it when the saddle's off. But I've got half pad, saddle, bridle hanging over the top. Underneath it, because it's off the floor, I've got my boots. So they're under there, not clean. Who has the time? Hat bag that has hat and gloves in. Then I've got this Stubbs saddle caddy, which I initially intended to use for the saddle, but I've used it to put my saddle pad on. Inside there, fly veil, which I don't know why I have because I very rarely use these. Air jacket, which I haven't decided if I'm going to put on yet, but thought I'd best pack it in case. My girth's in there, passport is in there just in case they ask for it. I doubt they will. We're only going to a Polework clinic, so I doubt it. There's a towel here, massage pad and schooling whip. In the rest of the car is a jumper, a coat, a meal deal and cough and flu medicine. Then inside the trailer we are all set up. Food on the floor in the hope that Cash will walk straight in. Hey, no, only a really small one because he doesn't really seem to eat a lot when we travel, which I'm hoping that he will do more of as we travel more. So that I know will last us. If not, I'm sure there'll be solutions. In here, this is like a caddy that I got from B&M, and I've used garage straps that attach to the front. These are Velcro, so if Cash happens to decide to stick a paw up on it, it'll just come down. It's not fixed, he's not going to break a leg on it, so they're just Velcro wrapped in. And in here I have another feed for the other side and stud muffins. This is a milk formula can, but they're perfect for holding horse feed and keeping it fresh. I've got a bum bag of treats, because you never know. I've got a spare head collar and lead rope. I've got spare reins, spare stirrup leathers. I've got baby wipes, hay fever wipes, because Cash gets hay fever, but I shouldn't deal with that today. I've got a body brush, a mane and tail brush, even though I don't really brush his tail because it's growing nicely since I've left it alone. Vet wrap, because although I don't want to tempt fate, I also don't want to be unprepared. And then side pockets, I have got my adventure checklist, which I consulted before I packed. You'll be able to find this on my Instagram in the bio. You can get a copy of your own. I don't use every section, I just use the section that applies to that day. And on the other side, I have got a folder full of dressage tests. Again, don't know why, because we've never been able to do one because Cash always falls lame. But a girl can dream. So yeah, that's everything. And then this hay net's just hanging in here for when we have friends joining us. So yeah, ready to go and get the main man. Cashy! Hello, darling. We're going on an adventure. We are. You're such a good boy. There's going to be lots of Treatos if you get on that trailer the first time. I've kept this in real time here because I was so impressed with him. Like, he pretty much went on that trailer first time. All he needed me to do was to move the bucket into a more suitable place and get out of his way. One thing I've noticed with him is if I stand in front of him, he doesn't want to go on as much as if I stand at the side. I think what's probably happened is in racing, he may have self-loaded onto big lorries, no doubt. So me standing at the side seems to be doing the trick at the minute, and you'll see him just walk casually straight on in a second. Oh boy, my clever pony. Good boy. Just about to put the ramp up. You see I've tied his bucket there so that he can carry on eating and making a mess. And you'll see camera is there ready for me to watch young sir so that I can keep an eye on him. Well, we are here. Don't ask me how I've done this because I have never been early to anything in my life, but we are over an hour early. What am I going to do with him for an hour? Like, it's good that we're early because he can chill out, he can relax, he can eat some of his hay net because he's not done that on the way here because I've watched him the whole way. But yeah, bit too early. Well, we're doing okay here because we're early. We've got time for a massage pad. It is raining, so there's the hope that it might keep him a little bit more dry. Anybody that's looking to come here, this is Croft Farm at Pollington. If you've got a barefoot horse, the car park is not barefoot friendly. Thankfully, Cash is great on his feet, so these are not harming him, but for anybody who has a horse that's likely to be footsore, this is not the place. Super because there's ponies left and right and he's walking very good. Here's my happy chilled thoroughbred waiting for his polework lesson. Oh, you're such a Velcro horse. If I step away from him, he's like, Mom, where have you gone? Come closer. I'm right here, I'm not leaving you. Velcro pony. Handsome man. Handsome man, look at you. Oh boy. Very well. The first thing we're doing is looking around. Cash is taking me. I'm letting him look at what he wants to look at. So after a good amount of walk work, we set off into trot. At this point, I am explaining to the trainer that my elbows are the bane of my life. And I was well aware that when I got Cash that I was a beginner again and was so worried about touching his mouth that I basically went round with very long reins and straight arms for a long time. And I'm just trying to explain to her that what I found worked for him was to keep my hands long and low, reins long and low. And then we kind of got stuck there because it suited him for kissing spine rehab and, you know, it suited him to get him out of that giraffe era. But now we're trying to move away from that and pick up some contact, bend an elbow, have a straight line between elbow and bit. And this is just our first trot round. And I was quite impressed with us for our first trot round because there was a time where it wouldn't look this good. So a few transitions, a few circles, a little bit more warming up, and eventually we moved on to starting the exercise, which involved poles on a bend. So here we are attempting this exercise for the first time. So we need to trot up to these poles on a bend, go over them, come round this second bend, and then up straight through these soft poles, which I got a little bit lost here. I've forgotten what she said, and that led to him not being set up well to go over them. There's then a change of rein where you come up and through some poles on the other side away from the wall because, as many of you know, an ex-racer loves a wall because it's like a barrier, and leaning towards that side is a trick that they love. So this was hard actually to keep him straight through this like channel and then coming back round to do the poles on the other rein. And you'll see here, he manages that quite well, but what we identified was I wasn't balancing him well enough on the lead up to each set of poles. And then over the poles, I wasn't leaving him alone enough. I'll leave the audio on the next one for you to hear. And for once I got a compliment that trot wasn't actually that bad. So she allowed us to start thinking about training the canter. So we were looking at the canter here, just having a first go on both reins. And then she suggested an exercise where we did a canter circle over these soft poles. So, I'm just showing you our starting canter here. On the right rein, I can't believe I'm getting that on the right rein now. There was once a point where he wouldn't go on the right rein at all. So I'm so pleased. Now, what you'll see in a minute is very messy, but learning is messy. And you'll see that after a couple of goes, it does get a little bit better. The more I focus on settling my elbows, lifting my whole body up a little bit more, looking up. Looking up was a big one today. and I noticed that it helped prevent him from being on the forehand so much. But this does get slightly better the more that we do it, and we're trying to lift that canter, hence the poles. And then, of course, a nice stretchy walk to finish. I even took him over the water tray just as an extra little learning point, and, you know, Cash handles it like a pro that he is. Got a tired little man here because he works super hard. There's loads of stud muffins in that trailer, you know. Look at you. You've been such a good boy. You have. He's just amazing, this horse. Out the arena, straight back to the trailer, chomping some hay. You're such a good boy. So chill. I don't mean to brag, but I've just loaded my horse without having to put the side ramp down. And he walked straight on first time, because he's a superstar. Cashy, we love you. Yes, there's another bucket of feed in there. Of course there is. He deserves it. He's a good boy. Just home, back in the field. Cash is about to get the thing that he loves most, as you can see. Here you go. I cannot believe how lucky I feel right now, because if I could go back in time and tell 2022 me and him not to listen to them all, and that if you keep going and you keep researching and things like that, one day you'll be able to take your pony out in a trailer and go to a Polework clinic and it will be fine, and that's all you really want. And it just feels like pinch me. Everything feels like pinch me at the moment, to be honest. Every little thing feels like a little girl's dream. I just feel so lucky. With that said, thank you so much for watching another week with us, and we'll catch you again next week. Bye.